Imagine a life where every action you take is intentional, where your mind is razor sharp, and where you stand unshaken by the chaos that surrounds you. Picture yourself moving through life with a deep sense of purpose and clarity, free from the constant noise of stress, clutter, and distraction. Today, I'm revealing 10 powerful habits inspired by ancient Buddhist teachings, habits that have the potential to transform your life from within, bringing you inner peace, mental clarity, and unbreakable resilience. If you're ready to let go of the struggles that drain you and start living each day with calm and intention, then stay with me. This journey could be the breakthrough you've been searching for to finally unlock a life of true peace and balance. Habit 1. Start your day with intentional silence. Starting your day in silence is a core Buddhist practice. In Buddhism, silence is not about the absence of sound. It's a profound opportunity for the mind to reconnect, without external distractions, with its true essence. By beginning each morning in silence, you create a space for awareness and calm before the day's demands set in. Spend 5 to 10 minutes simply breathing, focusing on the present moment. You can meditate, reflect, or even engage in mindful breathing. As you sit in silence, try to detach from any lingering thoughts or anxieties. This practice, known as mindfulness of the breath, centers you and brings clarity, equipping you to handle each moment of your day with greater mindfulness and intention. Remember, this silence is your mental reset button. It helps you enter your day as a peaceful observer rather than a stressed participant. True peace comes not from silencing the world, but by quieting the mind within. 2. Prioritize physical health. In Buddhist teachings, the body is seen as a temporary vessel, a valuable tool that allows us to experience the world and undertake spiritual growth. To neglect our physical health is to deny ourselves the strength and energy we need for mindfulness, compassion, and awareness. Physical activity can be as simple as walking, yoga, or mindful movement, anything that reconnects you with your body. Consider your body a temple for the mind and nurture it through nutritious food, regular exercise, and sufficient rest. The mind and body are interconnected. When the body is healthy, the mind is more receptive to peace and insight. By caring for your body, you create a stable foundation for spiritual and mental growth, which Buddhists believe is essential for achieving enlightenment. A healthy body cultivates a clear mind, prepared to experience life fully. 3. Set 3 daily priorities. In Buddhism, simplicity and focus are encouraged, and by setting just 3 priorities for your day, you bring clarity to your intentions. Often, our minds are clouded with a long list of tasks, and this scattered energy prevents us from engaging meaningfully with any single one. By identifying 3 key tasks, you're choosing to put your energy into what truly matters and letting go of unnecessary distractions. These priorities don't have to be grand achievements. They can be as simple as finishing a project, having a meaningful conversation, or practicing mindfulness during your daily routines. What matters is that they align with your values and goals, so each day moves you closer to a life of purpose. Buddhist practice teaches us to avoid attachment, including attachment to busy work. By narrowing down your focus, you become more mindful and effective in everything you do. When you simplify and prioritize, you bring mindful purpose into each task. 4. Embrace lifelong learning. Buddhism encourages a mindset of growth, not only for self-improvement, but as a way to develop compassion and wisdom. Lifelong learning can mean many things: studying Buddhist texts, reading books that expand your understanding, listening to others, or simply learning from life's experiences. Each piece of knowledge allows us to understand the world and ourselves more deeply. This doesn't mean constantly striving for perfection, but cultivating openness and curiosity in everything you encounter. Buddhist teachings often emphasize beginner's mind, which is the idea of approaching every experience with openness, eagerness, and without preconceptions. This mindset keeps you humble, grounded, and better prepared to embrace change, which Buddhists believe is the only constant in life. Wisdom grows when we remain open to learning from each experience. 5. Practice gratitude daily. In Buddhism, gratitude is seen as a transformative practice that helps us transcend our cravings and desires. True gratitude goes beyond appreciating what's positive. It's about embracing all experiences, including pain and struggle, as part of our spiritual journey. Each evening, spend a few minutes reflecting on things you are grateful for. It could be people, opportunities, challenges that made you stronger, or even a simple breath. Gratitude turns our attention from what we lack to what we already possess, and by doing so, it shifts us away from suffering. The Buddha taught that desire is the root of suffering, so gratitude helps us to let go of that attachment and cultivate inner peace. A mind at peace naturally draws in more reasons to be grateful, creating a beautiful, self-fulfilling cycle. With gratitude, we embrace life fully, finding joy in both beauty and struggle. 6. Be consistent with self-care. In Buddhism, compassion is not just for others, but also for oneself. Self-care, in this context, is seen as an act of compassion towards yourself, replenishing your body, mind, and spirit. Consistency in self-care means regularly engaging in practices that renew your energy and restore your peace. Self-care can be quiet time alone, journaling, practicing mindfulness, or engaging in hobbies that bring you joy. Taking care of yourself is not indulgence. It's about maintaining the energy and mental clarity needed to live mindfully and compassionately. Remember, a drained mind and body cannot serve others well, so self-care is essential to nurturing a fulfilling and balanced life. When we are kind to ourselves, we create space for genuine kindness to others. 7. Limit screen time. In today's world, it's easy to become attached to digital devices, yet Buddhism teaches that true fulfillment lies beyond constant distractions. Limiting screen time is a way to reclaim your mind from overstimulation and reconnect with what matters. Setting mindful boundaries around technology, such as no screens during meals or before bed, allows you to be more present in your real-world interactions and surroundings. Reclaim the time you spend scrolling by investing it in more mindful activities like reading, meditating, or simply enjoying the company of others. By disconnecting from screens, you're allowing your mind to return to a more natural, undistracted state, where real reflection and presence can happen. Disconnect from distractions to reconnect with the peace within. 8. Declutter regularly. Buddhism teaches the value of non-attachment, urging us to let go of the things we cling to that no longer serve us. This principle can be applied through regular decluttering, which helps us simplify our environment and, in turn, our minds. Decluttering goes beyond just organizing our physical spaces. It's also about letting go of unnecessary attachments, both material and mental, to make room for peace, clarity, and mindfulness in our lives. In our everyday lives, we often accumulate more than we need. We hold on to clothes we rarely wear, old files on our computers, and even outdated thoughts and beliefs. Each item or thought we keep unnecessarily contributes to a sense of mental and emotional clutter. Physical clutter can serve as a visible representation of what's happening in our minds, crowded, busy, and filled with things that no longer add value. When our space is cluttered, our minds feel burdened, making it harder to experience the calm and clarity Buddhism advocates. The process of decluttering can start in small, manageable steps. For example, Begin by focusing on a single area, such as your desk or wardrobe. As you go through each item, ask yourself if it serves a meaningful purpose in your life. Does it bring you joy or help you in some way? Or is it something you're keeping simply out of habit or sentimentality? Through this practice, you're learning to let go of attachments to material objects, understanding that these items do not define who you are or add to your true happiness. Decluttering is not just about throwing things away. It's about creating space for things that matter. When you clear out unnecessary possessions, you make room for new experiences, ideas, and perspectives. As your environment becomes more open and organized, you'll likely notice a similar effect on your mind. The clarity in your physical space mirrors the clarity within your mind, allowing you to focus on what truly matters without being bogged down by distractions. This practice also extends to our digital lives. Often our devices become cluttered with old photos, unneeded files, and endless notifications. Digital clutter can be just as overwhelming as physical clutter, affecting our sense of peace and focus. Taking the time to clean up your digital spaces can help reduce the stress associated with constant information overload, giving you a sense of control and calm. Beyond the physical and digital, decluttering can be applied to our thoughts and emotions. Mental clutter, such as worries, regrets, or anxieties, takes up space in our minds and drains our energy. Regular mindfulness practices, such as meditation or journaling, can help us identify and release these mental attachments. In Buddhism, this mental decluttering is known as emptying the mind, or letting go of attachments to thoughts that no longer serve us. It helps us see things clearly and react to life with a calmer, more centered approach. Decluttering is ultimately about creating a life of simplicity and intention. When we let go of the things we don't need, we're left with what truly matters: a peaceful mind, an open heart, and space for new possibilities. The Buddhist principle of non-attachment encourages us to find joy and fulfillment within ourselves, rather than through possessions or external distractions. When we practice decluttering regularly, we remind ourselves that our true value is not in what we own, but in the peace and clarity we cultivate within. When we remove the unnecessary, we find clarity in what remains. 9. Embrace mindfulness in every moment. Mindfulness is the heart of Buddhist practice and means living fully in each moment without judgment or distraction. This habit encourages us to embrace the present, to be aware of each thought, feeling, and action as it arises. Practicing mindfulness allows us to break free from the common tendency to live on autopilot and instead focus on the richness of each experience. By embracing mindfulness in every moment, we deepen our connection to life, enhance our inner peace, and cultivate a greater understanding of ourselves and others. Mindfulness can be applied to every aspect of life, from small daily activities like eating, walking, and washing dishes, to interactions with others and our responses to challenges. For instance, when you eat mindfully, you're not just consuming food, you're fully engaged in the experience of tasting, smelling, and appreciating the nourishment. When you walk mindfully, you feel each step on the ground, each shift in your body, and each breath, creating a deep connection with the present. These seemingly simple moments become more fulfilling because you're truly present, making it easier to appreciate the beauty in everyday life. Mindfulness teaches us that each moment is an opportunity to practice awareness and cultivate inner calm. As we go through the day, it's common for our minds to drift into worry about the future or regret about the past. These thoughts often bring stress, anxiety, and distractions that prevent us from experiencing peace. Mindfulness invites us to gently bring our attention back to the present moment, where peace and clarity reside. Buddhist teachings remind us that the past is gone, The future is unknown, and only the present moment is truly within our control. In difficult situations, mindfulness helps us respond rather than react. By observing our thoughts and feelings without judgment, we create a space between ourselves and our reactions. This space allows us to see things more clearly, choose our responses consciously, and avoid being swept away by emotions. For example, if someone says something hurtful, a mindful approach allows you to acknowledge any anger or hurt, but to respond calmly rather than reacting impulsively. This emotional resilience is at the core of Buddhist teachings and leads to a more peaceful life. Practicing mindfulness doesn't require a special time or place. It's a habit that can be woven into any part of our day. For example, start by bringing mindfulness to routine activities like brushing your teeth or drinking a cup of tea. Instead of letting your mind wander, focus on the sensations and actions involved. Over time, this habit of awareness will spread to other areas, helping you remain calm and focused even during more challenging moments. As you practice, you'll find that even small acts of mindfulness bring greater clarity, patience, and joy. Mindfulness also allows us to observe our thoughts without attaching to them. In Buddhism, thoughts are seen as natural occurrences, like clouds passing in the sky. Rather than getting lost in thoughts, mindfulness teaches us to view them objectively, acknowledging them without judgment. This detachment from thoughts helps prevent us from becoming overwhelmed by negative patterns of thinking, which can lead to anxiety and stress. When we learn to let thoughts come and go without holding on to them, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering. A key component of mindfulness is compassion, both for ourselves and others. As we practice mindfulness, we become more aware of our own flaws and struggles and more understanding of the struggles of others. Buddhist teachings emphasize the importance of compassion, and mindfulness is a powerful tool for developing empathy and patience. By becoming more in tune with our own experiences, we are better able to connect with the experiences of those around us. This compassionate awareness brings us closer to others and enhances our relationships. Mindfulness also encourages a sense of gratitude. When we're fully present, we notice the small blessings we might otherwise overlook, the warmth of sunlight, the sound of birds, or the feeling of calm in a quiet room. Buddhist philosophy teaches that gratitude arises naturally when we are mindful, as we become aware of the abundance in our lives. Practicing mindfulness consistently leads to a heightened sense of appreciation and a deeper contentment, regardless of external circumstances. Mindfulness transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. By choosing to be fully present in each moment, we invite a sense of wonder and discovery into our lives. We become more resilient, more understanding, and more at peace. Embracing mindfulness in every moment is not only a path to inner tranquility, but also a way to live more fully and authentically. 10. Reflect and plan your week. Reflection is a powerful Buddhist practice for cultivating self-awareness, helping us stay aligned with our values and intentions. Setting aside time each week to reflect and plan allows us to assess our actions, learn from our experiences, and course-correct as needed. By practicing this habit, we foster a life guided by purpose and mindfulness, grounded in the teachings of Buddhism. In Buddhist philosophy, reflection is often described as a way to illuminate the path to wisdom. When we take time to pause and look back on our week, we gain clarity on how we've navigated various situations, whether we acted with compassion, stayed mindful in challenging moments, or veered off our intended path. Through honest reflection, we see both our strengths and areas for growth, without judgment. This self-inquiry helps us become more aware of habitual patterns in our thoughts and behaviors, shedding light on areas where we may want to make changes. Reflecting on our week also helps us understand the impermanent nature of our experiences, a key concept in Buddhism. Each week brings new challenges, joys, and setbacks, all of which eventually pass. By revisiting these experiences, we begin to see them from a broader perspective, recognizing that moments of hardship or joy are part of the natural flow of life. This understanding allows us to approach life with more balance, appreciating each experience as a stepping stone in our personal growth, rather than something to cling to or resist. As we reflect, it can be helpful to ask ourselves certain questions rooted in Buddhist teachings, such as, did I act with compassion? Was I mindful in my words and actions? And did I practice gratitude? By engaging with these questions, we train ourselves to live in accordance with our values and principles, rather than being swayed by external circumstances. Each reflection session becomes an opportunity to strengthen our commitment to living mindfully and with purpose. After reflecting, we can move into planning our week with mindfulness. In Buddhist practice, planning isn't about rigid goal setting. Rather, it's about setting intentions that align with our values. Intentions guide us gently, providing direction without causing attachment to specific outcomes. When we set intentions for the week, we approach each day with a sense of purpose that keeps us focused on what truly matters, whether that's being kind to ourselves, nurturing relationships, or finding time for personal growth. Planning mindfully also means recognizing that our intentions may need to adapt as the week unfolds. Flexibility is crucial, as life is always changing. Buddhism emphasizes that suffering often arises from clinging to fixed expectations. So when we plan with an open heart and mind, we reduce frustration and become more adaptable. This fluid approach helps us stay grounded in the present, letting go of rigid expectations and embracing whatever the week may bring. In addition to setting intentions, planning the week can include creating time for self-care, relationships, learning, or personal goals. When we allocate time intentionally, we ensure that we're nurturing all areas of our lives. This balance reflects the Buddhist belief in the middle way, a path of moderation that avoids extremes. By thoughtfully planning, we can lead a balanced, fulfilling life, avoiding burnout or overindulgence in any single area. Weekly reflection also helps us develop patience and humility. As we look back, we may find moments where we acted out of frustration or failed to meet our own expectations. Instead of judging ourselves harshly, Buddhist practice encourages us to approach these moments with self-compassion and a willingness to learn. Patience with ourselves fosters a peaceful mind, reminding us that growth is a lifelong journey, not something that happens overnight. Each week is an opportunity to grow wiser and more compassionate. Planning and reflecting can also bring a greater sense of gratitude into our lives. When we reflect on the past week, we become more aware of the small blessings that might otherwise go unnoticed. Moments of laughter, acts of kindness, or personal achievements. This gratitude deepens our appreciation for life's ordinary moments, a central aspect of Buddhist mindfulness. Through gratitude, we cultivate a mindset that sees beauty and meaning in each part of our journey, reinforcing a positive outlook for the week ahead. Transformation is a journey, one that requires patience, compassion, and consistency. Start by implementing one or two of these habits, and as they become part of your life, gradually incorporate the others. These habits embody the essence of Buddhist teachings, mindfulness, compassion, and presence, and lead toward lasting peace and joy. Thank you for watching. If you found these habits helpful, like, share, and subscribe for more insights on living a mindful, fulfilling life.